All right, today we're diving into the cold, hard world of the supermarket shelf. We're going to try and crack the mystery of why so many new products, even the ones we get really excited about, just seem to vanish into thin air. You know that feeling, right? You find a new kind of chip or a coffee flavor that is just perfect. You buy it a couple of times, you tell your friends, and then one day, poof, it's just gone. Wiped from the shelves, never to be seen again. It happens all the time, and it points to a really brutal reality in the world of retail. And that reality is this number. An estimated 80% of new product line extensions fail within just 3 years of their launch. 80. That means for every 5 new things you see on the shelf, only 1 is probably going to make it. The odds are they're absolutely staggering. And you gotta remember, for the companies making these products, this is a huge deal. Launching something new is an incredibly expensive gamble. We are talking millions of dollars in research and development, manufacturing, marketing, the whole shebang. So the pressure on these brands to pick a winner is just immense. So to survive this, brands have always thought there were basically 2 main paths to success. The first path is all about getting as many people as possible to just try the product once. The second path, it's about convincing the people who try it to become loyal customers and keep coming back for more. Let's break that down. On one side, you've got trial, or what the industry calls penetration. Super simple. How many new people can we get to buy this thing? And on the other side, you've got loyalty, which is the repeat buy rate. Of all the people who bought it once, how many of them are actually coming back for seconds? Now, for a long, long time, the common wisdom has really leaned hard into loyalty. I mean, the logic makes sense, right? If you make a fantastic product, something truly great, people are going to love it. They'll buy it again and again, and that loyal fan base will guarantee your survival. It just feels intuitive. But what if that intuition is wrong? What if pouring all your energy into creating this intensely loyal group of superfans isn't actually the secret ingredient after all? Well, that is the exact question a massive new study set out to answer. Researchers at the famous Ehrenberg-Bass Institute decided it was time to finally crack this code. They launched this huge investigation to find out what really separates the products that make it from the ones that disappear. And when I say massive, I really mean it. They dug into 12 years of real-world shopping data. They tracked the performance of nearly 12,500 different new products. And they looked across 5 different categories: cookies, coffee, cereal, toothpaste, and even air fresheners. So this wasn't some small online poll. This was a super deep dive into what millions of people were actually buying. And their method? It was brilliantly simple. They just sorted all those products into 2 big buckets. You had the survivors, the ones that were still on the shelves after 3 years, and you had the failures, the ones that were gone after just 1 year. Then, they looked back at that critical first year to see what exactly the survivors did differently. And what they found, well, it pretty much turns a lot of the conventional marketing wisdom completely on its head. The answer was hiding in plain sight, right there in the numbers. Okay, so the first clue came from looking at loyalty, that repeat buy rate. And what they found was kind of shocking. The loyalty rates for the failures and the survivors were almost identical. Look at this. By the end of the first year, about 30% of a survivor's customers bought it again. Okay, not bad. But for a failed product, it was 25%. That's not the game-changing difference everyone thought it would be. But then they looked at penetration, the number of new people trying the product, and whoa. The picture changed completely. The difference wasn't just big, it was immediate and dramatic. Right from the very first quarter, the survivors were reaching twice as many new buyers as the products that failed. So here it is, the crucial takeaway. While the loyalty rates were pretty much the same for both groups, the reach was night and day. Survivors consistently got about 0.8% of all households to try them, while the failures only ever reached half that, just 0.4%. The single biggest factor for survival wasn't creating superfans. It was simply getting way more people to try the product in the first place. So let's just be crystal clear on what this winning metric actually is. Penetration, or trial, is just the percentage of all shoppers in a category who buy a new product at least one time. That's it. It's all about the breadth of your reach, not the depth of your customer loyalty. Okay, so what does this all mean? What's the big lesson here for how brands should actually behave? And, what does it mean for us, the people buying all this stuff? Now, this isn't to say loyalty is useless. Of course not. As these marketing researchers Fort and Woodlock wrote way back in 1960, having repeat buyers is a necessary condition for success. You can't survive if nobody ever buys your product a second time. What? And this is the key part. It is not a self-sufficient condition. Loyalty all by itself will not save you. So what the evidence points to is a really clear, actionable game plan. Step 1. You have to secure the widest possible distribution. Get your product on as many shelves in as many stores as you possibly can. Step 2. Invest in advertising that reaches the most people. And step 3. Make attracting new buyers your absolute #1 priority, especially in that make-or-break first year. The takeaway here is absolutely unmistakable. You can't just sneak a new product onto the market and quietly hope that it builds a slow, steady following. Survival depends on making a big, loud splash right from day one. You've got to get the maximum number of people to just give it a try. So now you're in on the secret. The next time you see a brand new snack or drink hit the shelves, you can be the expert in the aisle. Are you going to be judging its chances based on how good you think it is? Or are you going to be watching to see how many different shopping carts it's actually ending up in? Because now you know, the answer to that question might just predict its fate.